Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy DonDon Game back at it with another video. In today's video, we are going to be going over my Season 7 predictions for NBA 2K22 Myteam this year. Let's get right into it. Starting off, we are going to start off with token market players and move on to the offline, then to the online, then to obviously level 40, which is the big end quote-unquote grind, even though we're going to probably get it day one of the season anyway. But let's get right into it. So starting off, token market, pink diamond tier. I think they're gonna just do pink diamond, opal, and dark matter from now on. I think just because we don't really get many new diamonds anymore. So starting off the pink diamond tier, my guess is gonna be pink diamond, Jordan Clarkson. Now I know you're saying, why Jordan Clarkson? Out of all people, why him? Number one, we have not gotten a card of him since Season 2, when I think the NBA Prime Time or the NBA set came out, like that first like kind of like Tuesday set. We have not seen a card of him since then, and that was a Ruby card. And we're already in Season 7, and since bigger point guards are starting to like kind of put themselves into my team, we got Spencer Dinwiddie, Ben Simmons, Luka, LaMelo, we got Jordan, Luka, we're having all these bigger point guards. We need to hurry up and get all the small guards out of the way as soon as possible, and I think the best way to do that is by giving us a Jordan Clarkson. That's pretty much free token market pink diamond. So that's my theory on him. Next up, we have a opal tier, which my guess for the opal tier is going to be opal Bobby Jones. Now, my reasoning for having Bobby Jones at that opal tier is because we have saw an opal version of him last year as like the exchange card for like the Warp Reality set, where it's like you get like a certain amount of richly owned cards and you get like the diamond cards, whatever, and you lock in for Bobby Jones. He was a bucket. We got one Bobby Jones card this year. He was a rewards card, yes, but his rewards card was just defense and no offense at all. He could not shoot at all, but he was one of the best defensive power forwards in the game. Most people would argue that. And knowing that it's already Season 7, I think it's a great time for us to get that Bobby Jones type forward, just to kind of clamp up the likes of like Will, Shaq, and all these other, he's basically gonna be like a better AK, because the AK we have right now, he's good, but he's not as good as Draymond. But Bobby Jones will be like Draymond Green, but a little bit better with the shooting, I would say so, and plus a little bit better in his size. So having him as the opal tier, just because you had an opal of him last year, I think it's a good idea to predict him for that opal tier token market card. Plus, I think he will be a nice worth it card. And my last prediction for the token market is a dark matter tier, and my prediction is dark matter Antoine Jameson. This card, we all know this card. Last year and years prior, he had the most cheesiest of cards in 2K. This year, we had a diamond of him, which was okay. We had an opal of him, which was pretty good for his time, but he wasn't that next level cheesy. But at this point in the year, if they do not give us a new update, Antoine Jameson, I don't know how much better or how much usable he's going to be. So if they could give us like a small forward 2 guard or even a small forward point guard, if anything, Antoine Jameson with maybe like a jump shot 3 maybe, he could be one of the most cheesiest cards in the game. You know what I'm saying? So that's my prediction for the dark matter, just because we've already seen the likes of Dikembe, we already seen the likes of Thurl Bailey, so we already have center power forward. So my guess would be a small forward or a guard, and I would say Antoine Jameson at that small forward shooting guard or small forward point guard position would be a perfect guess for the token market. Plus, he'll be worth people wanting to pay that 1,000 tokens, because like with those 1,000 tokens, that's a lot of tokens to grind up or even open up packs and lock in sets for. So having to make a card worth it, I would say Antoine Jameson is definitely that card that I would say is worth that. Moving on to a bonus one of the exchange is something new that I usually don't do, but I had thought about it when I heard a tweet about it a week or two ago. And the exchange I think we could be seeing as a dark matter would be Terrence Ross. Like, honestly, at this point, if you guys are kind of up to date with like NBA 2K Twitter or like just NBA news in general, we've been a lot of talks around like Terrence Ross saying that the only card we have of him is his Ruby card and no one wants to hoop with him, or the Terrence Ross himself has said it. So most likely we're probably going to be seeing a Terrence Ross sometime, some point in the season. I would suggest some point in the earlier seasons, and I think adding it as an exchange card is pretty good, because it will make people want to open up packs and try to, or like at least buy cards to at least get this Terrence Ross. Plus he's free, so I think, for a guard like him, I think it would be nice to see him. either way, so that's just my guess for the exchange. That was one that I kind of just thought of right off the bat. So I know it's kind of like, why would you guess Terrence Ross? That's my reasoning. It's just because he's been rumored a lot around 2K over the past week, when Terrence Ross had said it himself. He doesn't want to root with himself as a Ruby card. Moving on to the offline, or the TTO game, to the TTO offline mode. At the end card, so as like the Morris Peterson, the Willis Reed type cards, like on the actual board, my guess is gonna be Dark Matter Nicholas Batum, baby. We already saw a Rocco this season, which was the small forward shooting guard diamond one, which we were all hoping to see a Rocco. And now I think the next person we see is Nicholas Batum, and I just see him as getting like that end card. I see him being at least like a attainable card and not like a RNG based card, just because of how hyped his name is. And I think just for him being a forward, at least, if not a power forward or a small forward, at least a guard, I could be seeing him being a cheesy card, because his diamond to his pink diamond card earlier in the year was super nice. A lot of people were high on him, but I think it's time now for us to get an updated Nicholas Batum card, and what better way to release him as the TTO card that anyone can grind for, and also at any time. So I think getting him as the end card for TTO is a great idea. He's not going to sell packs, but he's at least a hype enough name to where people will want to grind TTO offline. Now, we're on to the TTO offline vault for RNG cards, since they had lost a couple nights ago. Sadly, that was one of my teams I had in the finals. But for the Suns, my prediction for the TTO offline vault would be Jae Crowder. The dude hooped. The dude's been hooping in the playoffs. Sadly they didn't make it to the finals or the conference finals, but I see us at least this season getting a lot of cards that have lost in the playoffs. So like the Sixers, I see us getting a Joel Embiid, a whole bunch of other playoff teams that have not made it to the playoffs. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of cards from them, of like moments and stuff like that. So I think Jae Crowder being that vault card would be very nice, especially if he could play maybe like the 3 and the 2, or maybe the 3 and the 4. Either way, Jae Crowder, I think for his card, I think he'll be a really nice card just to have and hoop around with the Suns, since we're probably never going to see him again because they got kicked out of the playoffs. But that's my theory. That's my prediction for the Triple Threat offline vault. Now moving on to the Triple Threat online section, the ball drops. My prediction is a card that I've been predicting for the longest of times. If y'all know me, y'all know I've been wanting this card for a hot minute, and that is the guy himself, the Pacer himself, Myles Turner. Like, 2K, please explain to me why we have not gotten a Myles Turner card since his diamond card. Please explain, 2K. Like, is it that hard to give us a Myles Turner card? We literally had a Myles Turner card last year, pink diamond, that was literally like the most rarest of cards because you had to get into the glitch market. I'm like, and you guys never gave us a better Myles Turner after that. I'm like, the dude's like one of the, at least to me, I think he's definitely a really top center, at least just to use in the game, especially early on, because he's like one of those stretch bigs. So I'm like, just having a Myles Turner card just to hoop around with that everyone can use, I would say just having him as that Triple Threat online vault option would be very nice, especially at the Dark Matter tier, since we haven't gotten like, a pink diamond and opal of him. So I would suggest Myles Turner TTO online, ball drop, just to bring a lot more hype and make people want to grind to that top board for that card. Plus, we haven't seen a center much really in TTO, so I would suggest Myles Turner being that guy. So yeah, Myles Turner, definitely one of my favorite cards that I love predicting because they never give us a good one of them. But moving on to the next, this is going back to offline. Now, since we did not see it this season, Domination, I think we're going to be seeing a new Domination this season starting up. And I'm thinking, I know this is quite a long shot, but my prediction for the Domination of season 7 is going to be Taco Fall. Yeah, I know you guys are like, Don, you crazy, bro. You're crazy. Well, hear me out. Taco Fall. We have not seen a card of him since the B set, and the card was okay. He wasn't the greatest, but he wasn't really good either. But knowing that we have not gotten a single card at all of Taco Fall yet, besides that, and we even gotten like a cheesy card of Bobo, and usually 2K like dropping Taco Fall and Bobo around the same time, and it's already been like, it would have been 2 seasons already without a Taco Fall. I just see us getting a Taco Fall as that Domination card, because you don't have really a center from Domination, and especially a good center worth grinding. And like, and most of the cards in Domination aren't really worth it at this point, especially for the long hours that it takes to do it. So I would say for a Taco Fall, a hype name card, a center that can compete against the likes of Yao Ming, Shaq, Wilt, Kristaps. Like, I'm not saying they have to give him like a 99 3-pointer, but if they give him if they basically make Taco Fall like a Wilt Chamberlain, then he's gonna be a usable card because of his length and wingspan, and just badge him out enough to where people can actually use him. You know what I'm saying? So for us having to put in those long hours, because if we get Domination, this is probably the last Domination we get, and I think it just makes sense for us to get a hype name and a big man at 2. So that's why my prediction for Domination this season will be, or should be, Taco Fall, in my personal opinion. Now, moving on to the draft mode, which most people don't care for, but I'm just going to go over my prediction for the draft mode. Usually it's a card that's really not good or not really hyped of a card name, and my guess would be Juwan Howard. Not really much goes into it. Like, we only got an amethyst of him this year, so it just makes sense for us to see probably an updated new card of him. And I would just say for the draft mode, I think he works pretty nicely. Like, he's a card that no one really cares too much for. He's a forward. We haven't seen many forwards as the draft card. It's mostly been guards or centers. So seeing a forward like Juwan Howard would be nice. And he's probably a card that people probably want to grind for, but he's not going to be like, oh, I should grind for this card, or you need to grind for this card, unless they make him cheesy, but I doubt it. So, because draft has just kind of been that one. It literally was season 1, and that's it. Every single card after that has not been really worth it. So, could Juwan Howard be that next level card? Maybe, maybe not. But for prediction, that's my prediction for the draft mode, Juwan Howard. Now, moving on to the Ascension card, or the Ascension card for Season 7, my guess would be Clint Capella. 2K has a history of, at least the last 2 years, have not been giving us a good Clint Capella card besides giving us a pink diamond, and that's it. No opal, no dark matter. So I think for us seeing an Ascension card that can at least be decently usable and at least just have that card to where it's like, hey, I could get this card and still hoop with them, I would suggest Clint Capella be that nice center. Because it's like, if you don't get him, hey, it's not that big of a deal, because you know what I'm saying, you had all the way to level 36 to get the card. If you don't get him, hey, it's okay, because you have to be on level 40. That gives you a chance at getting him. So I think seeing Clint Capella would be a nice card just to see, because you see him in the Atlanta jersey, you know what I'm saying, they've been kicked out the playoffs, obviously, so we're probably not going to see like a playoff version of him. And usually Clint Capella doesn't have that, like, that money making, that pack grabbing type of name for people wanting to open packs for. So that's why he usually rewards card. And having him as an Ascension card would be very nice to see, just so people can actually hoop with the Clint Capella card. Him, John Collins, and Trae Young as all the free cards for the Atlantic would be very cool to hoop with, in my opinion. So Clint Capella, my Ascension card for Season 7 prediction. Now, moving on to some of the moving on to the final 4, honestly, of my predictions. We have Clutch Time. The end Clutch Time card, the 100 wins, my guess will be Tobias Harris. Now, Tobias Harris, he's a forward. I know we got a power forward, James Worthy, this season. I do understand that, yes. But, hear me out. We need some young blood, some current players as that Clutch Time card. Because we've gotten Damian Lillard, we gotten Zyjunas, we gotten James Worthy. We need some young bloods out there. And I think us having that 100 win for Tobias Harris could be a very nice card. You know what I'm saying? For the Sixers, I just think for his name, I think he just works perfectly to be that, end card for it. A card that could be very cheesy, very nice. Like, we all know what his diamond card got into earlier in the year. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. So I think having that Dark Matter Tobias Harris would be a really great addition to have as that end card for a Clutch Time. Now, the card that you can be getting on the wheel, I think is definitely going to be the most worth it card from so far this set, I would say, is General Wallace. Y'all know what this pink diamond did when he came out. The dude could not hit a screen. He was going crazy on the defensive end. He could shoot the ball. Like, General Wallace was just a menace. But his card, sadly, nowadays is outdated. So what better way to upgrade him than to giving him his own dark matter as the clutch time wheel card that people have a chance of getting. And I think he's just gonna be a really nice, cheesy card to have, especially like I said, the matchup against a lot of these forwards now as they're getting bigger. Forwards, shooting guards, power forwards. Like 2K needs to hurry up and put all these smaller guards forwards in the game before they start just putting out all the overpowered cheese. So, but with General Wallace though, with his defense, it don't matter who he goes up against, he's gonna body them. So I think having General Wallace as that clutch time wheel, I think it's just a good option just to see, because we've been getting a lot of guards. So I think seeing a forward of some sort is good, and General Wallace is my prediction. Moving on to the unlimited card for season 7, my prediction is going to be a card that a lot of people have been predicting, and a lot of people thought was going to be the Zero Gravity Dark Matter. I'm thinking unlimited Penny Hardaway. Point guard, shooting guard. Honestly, it just makes sense for us to get a Penny Hardaway at some point earlier on the season, just because he is so outdated of a card to where we need it. Now, I'm not saying like for his name he's outdated, because we did have the power within one, but that one played center power forward. We haven't had his point guard, shooting guard, diamond guard is so outdated. So we need an updated one, and I think for someone having to grind over, basically going 12 and 16 and unlimited, I think it's a good choice to have Penny Hardaway, a nice tall guard that can basically let him be like the Josh Giddey, but instead of having him be in level 40, have him be unlimited for those that actually want to play the game and grind out the game. Have that be have this Penny Hardaway basically be like that Josh Giddey from this season. So that's my prediction for unlimited Penny Hardaway. Very cheesy jumper, very cheesy of a card I could see us getting. Now, the moment y'all all been waiting for. Dudes, dudettes, everyone else out there. My level 40 card for season 7 prediction is going to be Dark Matter. Actually, no, sorry. Invincible Tracy McGrady. I'm like, come on now. Y'all gotta admit, this is kind of set in stone at this point. Like, we have not gotten a single Tracy McGrady card since the All-Star packs. Alright? Like, we all know we're guaranteed to get a Kobe card at least in the first 3-ish weeks of the season, just because we got Invincible Shaq. So we're definitely getting a new Kobe. And it just makes sense from that All-Star pack that we see a better Tracy McGrady. And Tracy McGrady, is he a hype enough name to grab packs? Yes. But who else could 2K really add that can bring that hype into level 40? There's not very many cards that are like gonna be that attention grabber that aren't super money grabbers. So I think Tracy McGrady is that perfect option to have as that level 40 card to make people want to actually grind for the card. And if they make him play the 2 guard, make him even cheesier, And I think just since we're already into that stage of having to have Invincible Shaq, Invincible Scotty, Invincible Dirk, I'm like, we need some cards that are actually obtainable for some of us grinder cards. You know what I'm saying? Like Dirk, you need 4,000 cards to get the man. Not many people are gonna have that card. Shaq and Scotty are both over 800, maybe a million MT. Not many people have that much MT just to spend on an invincible card. So I'm like, at this point, we just need a grindable free card that we can all have, just like the Richard Jefferson. And I think Invincible Tracy McGrady as a level 40 card would be nice. Plus, we got him last year, kind of for free. It was more of a grindable for like TTO and stuff like that. But I think for us just seeing, since 2K like to put Tracy McGrady on like boards and like just have him as like that free event or whatever, I think us seeing Tracy McGrady as that level 40 card, invincible wise, will just bring a lot more hype into the game for season 7. But all around though, those are my predictions for season 7. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. Y'all think I'm right on some of these, y'all think I'm wrong. Y'all put y'all's ideas, what y'all think might be part of the new season. Y'all let me know. And yeah, that's the video. Just going to go quickly back over all the cards. Pink Diamond Token Market, Jordan Clarkson. Galaxy Opal Token Market, Bobby Jones. Dark Matter Token Market, Antoine James. Terrence Ross as the exchange. Nick Spatoon as TTO offline boards. Jae Crowder as TTO offline vault. Myles Turner as Dribble Effect online ball drop. Taco Fall as Domination. Juwan Howard as the draft. Clint Capella as the Ascension. Tobias Harris as the 100 win clutch time card. General Wallace as the clutch time wheel card. Penny Hardaway as the Unlimited, and Tracy McGrady as the Invincible level 40 card for Season 7. Thank you guys for tuning into the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. Please like and subscribe to the channel. It would be greatly appreciated. And I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.